Yeah, we on Boss Talk TV. Shout out to E. He the reason you see me.
And I do have to say, even though we have a disagreement on tax policy, every time I get a death threat, I still listen to Many Men. It's true.
Wow, guys. Make sure you like, subscribe to the channel, man. Man, listen, man, the newly elected Mamdani, Zoran Mamdani is really looks like he came out to the official Jarule 100 grams, 100 clips, nigga, from New York. And him and 50 Cent is not seeing eye to eye. 50 Cent sent out a couple of tweets, of course, and this is not looking good. I've not seen a battle like this, so this is something new. But hey, listen, we're in a different day and age. I got my guy out of New York. He's there live. My guy Dre, what's up, baby?
Man, listen, it's a horrible day in Gotham City, brother. A horrible day.
Man, what's going on out there when the mayor starts to be beef with the rappers, and it's a thing. It's a real thing, and we're seeing it on the internet. And you know, I'm in Texas. You way up in New York. Like, what is going on up there to make a mayor come out to a Ja Rule song, 50 Cent to send out tweets saying, hey, I'm not with this dude. Y'all need to get your stuff, pack your bags. He put a New York hat and some more things, his belongings in a box, and like he headed back to the South, man.
Look, man, when you don't know history repeats itself. And what happens is that when you look at the exit polling from what happened with Mamdani, 80% of young white women voted for Mamdani, which is the most asinine thing I've ever seen in my life. You know, I was telling one of my friends, one of the things I hate is that me being an American-born black man, mother and father, both from sharecroppers, to see black people accept an Indo-Muslim from Uganda who is a failed rapper named Cardiman. And I want you to bring this up. You post this video. A failed rapper named Cardiman.
Wait a minute. You telling me that Zoran Mamdani was a rapper?
Absolutely.
I didn't know that. You kind of fading out a little bit. I don't know what's causing your phone to do that. But at any rate, I never knew. What was his name? Cardiman. And he was a rapper.
A failed rapper. He got this one video in Uganda where he's eating with his hand, talking about chop, 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 chop. And I said, y'all people are not serious about politics.
Cardiman? Spell that for me.
C-A-R-D-A-M-O-N. Cardiman.
C-A-R-D what?
D-A-M-N. Cardiman.
M-O-N. You keep cutting out.
It's Cardiman. So C-A-R.
D-A-M-O-M. I see it.
Wake up with you on my mind. Celebrating this count down the time.
Right.
Yeah, I see him right here. Yeah, he's got and
the L.I. Conda, Conda, be a bad belly.
He was really rapping. He's got like 247K views right here on this one video with a lot of look like some Africans are with him.
Yeah, because he did it in Uganda. He's a failed rapper, man. Let me let the public know something real quick.
How would they elect a?
So I work out at this gym in Rutherford, New Jersey called Strong and Shapely, right?
Okay.
Now it's a guy who I work out with a lot. You know, just see him or whatever, and then we start conversing. And he looks like he's always wearing like Jet apparel, right? New York Jets.
Right.
But he's one of those, if you talk to him, yo brother, yo B, yo bro, I'm thinking he's Italian, Indian. This man married into Mamdani's family. He sat me down and told me the whole lowdown on Mamdani. That's how I know he was a rapper, right? He told me about his father. He told me about his mother, who technically was the Hugh Hefner of India, of Bollywood, right?
Whoa. So you said his mother was a Hugh Hefner? Like, she used to put men, she was flexing like body counts against body counts or something?
when I say she was Hugh Hefner, she was risque. She was doing almost, you could consider, adult Bollywood films.
Wow.
Something that over there was at one time not accepted. Hence why they ended up in Uganda. Yo, it is disgusting how the American public, and especially the town, not New York City, listen, for every fat, blue-haired white woman, for every Columbia University white woman that voted for this man, if I see you in New York, I'm slapping Starbucks coffee down on all y'all hands. We fight capitalism. I'm slapping Starbucks on my father's grave. Let me find them at an ICE protest about they fighting capitalism. I'm slapping Starbucks coffee, and I dare one of them yuppie white women or yuppie gay white men to say something to me.
But here's what you got to understand, man. Dre, you got to just, let's be honest for a second. This is America, right? So basically, this is a land of opportunity. If he's a citizen, if he's a person who lives in that community and he follows all the rules and the people elected him, who are you to get upset because he's elected as the mayor?
Listen, E. I know politics, so I don't want to hear a rich white woman say they want socialism and then they're drinking a $15 coffee. That's not socialism, E. So the same white woman whose father's giving her $10,000 a month so she could survive when you got to get it out the mud is telling you she's against capitalism. But you're not against capitalism of your white father and mommy living in the Hamptons?
Yeah, but
you want capitalism in New York City?
What is 50 Cent's problem with him? Is he like threatening to up the taxes, or is it? Let me read some of this because I got the article. Hold on, I got to read the text.
Before you read it, you got to understand something. Zoran is talking about raising taxes on the millionaires, right?
Right.
But here's the thing. He also said billionaires are not supposed to exist, right? Why he didn't say his rich mama's not supposed to exist? You hear him say anything about his rich mother? No. But he want to tax. He talking about you want to control the means of production. Listen, socialism is nothing but the precursor to capitalism. Period. To communism. Now that's period. There's no such thing as a democratic socialist. It's oxymoronic in nature. And for these morons who just graduated from Ivy League schools like Columbia and NYU to talk about they're fighting against capitalism?
Here, hold on. Let me read it. Say Zoran Mamdani officially introduced himself as the mayor-elect of the New York City by walking out to Jarule's New York last night. On Tuesday, November the 4th, Mamdani defeated independent candidate Andrew Cuomo and Republican candidate Curtis Sliwa in New York City mayor election. The win sets a predicate in multiple categories as the 34-year-old politician is the first South Asian Muslim of the millennial to be elected mayor in New York City. When Mamdani took the stage of his election night watch party at the Brooklyn Paramount to celebrate his win, he walked out to Ja Rule's 2004 Empire State Anthem, New York. Mamdani's love for hip-hop is well documented during his early political days. He moonlighted as a rapper in 2016, rapping under the name of Young Condom. What is that? Cardamom. Cardamom. He released an EP titled Sada Mukala along with Ugandan artist Hob. In 2019, Mamdani released a single titled Nanny, which pays homage to his grandmother. So he says one person who does not seem to be happy when Mamdani win choice of song is 50 Cent. After Mamdani was announced the winner, Fifth shared a photo of a tombstone of his Instagram page, which read, R.I.P. New York City, founded 1624, died 2025. What do you think about that, Dre?
It's what I just told you. He's a failed rapper who's a legacy child millionaire who makes $100,000+ a year living in subsidized housing is going to tell you about affordability crisis. So let me get this straight. Your father is a leftist, weirdo professor who talk about we need to rationalize suicide bombers. Your mother is the Hugh Hefner of Bollywood who made money off of that to move to Uganda, and you're going to tell a bunch of poor people, I'm going to give you a free bus. Do you understand how... we know a lot. Listen, if you are in the black community, we know a lot of poor people. But you know what I never heard a poor person say to me? A free bus will make my life a whole lot better. Y'all are silly.
Wow.
It is the silliest thing I've ever heard in my life.
Wow, this is crazy work, man. I never knew the guy was a rapper. I couldn't even, that name, what does that name mean? I couldn't even pronounce that name.
I don't know what Cardamom means.
Cardamom.
But what you gotta understand is this though. He's what's called a hobbyist, right? See, when a person doesn't have a job, they find anything to do, right? They become a YouTuber, they become a chef, then they're into fitness, then they're a fake rapper. He himself, who once said defund the police, he's globalized the Intifada. He's talking all this weird stuff. And then when you ask him a question, well, how are you going to push these policies? You know what he does? He smiles at you. That's what he does, because he can't answer a question.
Wow. Well, why do the people love him so much that they elected him?
Let me tell you something, E. It's easier to fool a person than to convince the person they've been fooled. It's just that simple. Let me
read the last. They say in the follow-up post, 50 shared a clip of Mamdani's celebration speech where he addresses President Trump by saying, "I have 4 words for you. Turn the volume up." 50's captioned the post 3 words: "No funding coming. New York City's finished." Zohan Mamdani is succeeding Eric Adams and will officially assume office on January 1st, 2026. So it's pretty much a done deal. He will be, and I'm pretty sure Jarule's loving this. Jarule is probably a big fan of him because he's walking out to his song. He's showing him love, even though he's doing it just because he probably don't rock with 50, because he just was saying this in this other report, and he's always interviewed and brought up 50 Cent. So that he made 50 Cent his arch rival, and I think that's good sparring. That's what you got to do when you want to be elected. He did the right thing. He came and got himself elected. People now are pretty much the ones that voted him in going to get behind him. And I know already it's upsetting to you, being that you pay taxes there, Dre, but ain't much you can do about it but live in the mix of it, unless you're going to do like 50 and move to Shreveport or Houston.
Listen, man, I'm everywhere but the electric chair. If I see it get crazy out there, I'm out. I don't care. I'm not. Listen, let me tell you something. Let me speak to your viewers. And this is only for the black viewers. I know you have all types on the spectrum.
Of course.
Black people, listen to me. Stop falling for this boo-boo politics, this free stuff politics. We haven't, listen, black people, I know y'all, some of y'all are kind of silly, but I'm going to just tell you the truth. You haven't gotten anything from none of these politicians. You have to wake up and do policy specifically for our group in this country. There is no black and brown coalition. There is no black and Palestinian coalition. There's only black people when they need us for a favor.
Wow.
When you learn that, you will understand how everyone else does policy for their own. Nobody else. You get a gay black press secretary, Karim Jean-Pierre, who don't even want to be you. You get everybody who use your color. And then when it's time to do something for you, then it was like, well, you got a gay black woman on TV. It's like, what that gonna do for me? The point that I'm making is stop letting these people sell you this uniformity in politics. Everybody else in this nation are doing politics for their specific group. We have to understand when it comes to us, I do for my brother before I do for another. Everyone else ain't worried about you. I guarantee you. There's not a Mexican who bow their head at their dinner table saying, I wonder if black people eating tonight. Nah, they just gonna eat.
Wow.
That's just a fact. And I don't know what else to say after
And
that.
now, but here's a tweet that 50 said, another tweet. He sent out several. You can tell he's pretty upset. He said, 50 Cent say, where did he come from? Whose friend is this? I'm not feeling this plan. No, I would give him 258,000 and the first class one-way ticket away from New York. I'm telling Trump that he said too, what he said too. So basically 50 is pretty much really throwing just a temper tantrum. He says, 50 not trying to hear it, man. 50 Cent says in another tweet, New York is over. Pack it up. Let's go. Like I said earlier, the man's first job as Mayor Mamdani runs New York. Wow. And then he puts in, of course, his cognac. I need a drink. 50. So do you totally agree with 50 from the way that you're talking? You like this guy is bad news for New York. But
I don't have, I'm not a fan of 50 like that. But what I will say is this, right? I want to say something to your viewership. So I hope I'm trying to make it as quick as possible. I don't want to be long-winded.
Yeah.
Listen, y'all. It's easy to talk. Mondami ran on what's called affordability, right? And so I want y'all to understand something. When Eric Adams was mayor, Eric Adams was complicit. There would be no Mondami if Eric Adams wasn't so corrupt. I want y'all to understand, New Yorkers who watch Boss Talk. The reason why the cost of living was skyrocketing in the last 2 years under Biden policies, not just that. Imagine if they said about 500,000 illegal migrants came to New York, right? Eric Adams quoted a number about $8.5 billion that was spent within 2.5 years of illegal migrants coming to New York. I said, now I want to show y'all something. I found out for a fact that 10 hotels was housing man, woman, and child per room at $1,000 a night per head. So the average room, $3,000 per night. Multiply that by 365, and you multiply that by 2 because it was 2.5 years, and then you have a number, right?
Right.
So that made hotels skyrocket. The cost of hotels in New York City skyrocket. Now let's talk about food. The average New Yorker got to work and buy food. Now, if I'm giving an illegal migrant $1,500 a month in food cards, which Eric Adams did, and then said, well, I had to give them food cards because they want to eat their ethnic food. Okay, so you're giving a person who doesn't work, who's living in a hotel, a $1,500 food card per month. How much don't you think food is going to cost more? That's how inflation works. You're affecting the supply. If a grocery store understands that a bunch of people are getting $1,500 food cards, then of course the price of groceries in that region is going to go up. Now, lastly, if you bring in 2 million people, which 500,000 is nowhere close. They brought in like 1.5, 2 million people in New York. If you bring in 2 million people in a city of 7 million people, of course, apartments is going to go. Now, New York cost of living has always been high. You add 2 million people to the fray, into the mix, it's only going to go higher. That's why your cost of living is crazy. There's nothing Mondami said that's magical. There's nothing Mondami said that makes sense. This man knows that there's 2 million people roaming, 2 million extra people roaming New York. He knew he was an assemblyman. He knew how much money they was giving them for hotels, childcare, job placement. He's gonna give you a free bus? Y'all out of your rabbit.
Yeah, but you're gonna have to deal with that until the next election, and that's if he don't win a second term. This is something that the people in New York, they got a young, vibrant, elected ex-rapper as a mayor in New York City, and this is quite different, man. This guy here is young enough to be my son. I'm like, wow. I had to get you on here, Dre, for this, man. I'm about to shut this down, but man, thank you for definitely tapping in with me on it. I know you up there in them New York streets, man. I know you be hitting other countries. I'm glad. I don't know where you at right now, but I do know that you got your work cut out for you when a rapper is pretty much beefing with a mayor who's an ex-rapper in the city where hip hop started from.
Ain't that a bitch? all your listeners, anybody from New York, if you're listening, if you see a fat blue-haired white woman with a scepter ring saying that she's a socialist or or communist, and she has a Starbucks coffee or she has something of capitalist, please slap it out of their hand. They ain't gonna do nothing to you.
Wow.
Run. Slap it out of their hand, y'all.
Man, thank you so much for calling in, man. Hey, guys, and if you're still watching, man, earlier, man, Diddy's getting drunk, and they called him slipping. He got caught with his hand in the cookie jar, making some old hooch, him and his partners down there, his newfound friends, probably celebrating his birthday, but they called him, and I talked about it a little bit earlier. You could catch it right here. It should be somewhere on the screen, guys, but crazy work down there in that prison with Diddy right now. Guys, download, like, subscribe to the channel. Boss Talk 101 reviews.
Yeah, we on Boss Talk TV. Shout out to E. He the reason you see me.